Welcome to all of my friends and bennies. Welcome to all of my friends and bennies. Welcome to all of my friends and bennies. I'm just saying show. Welcome to all of my friends and bennies. Welcome to all of my friends and bennies. Welcome to all of my friends and bennies. I'm just saying show.
Hey everybody, welcome to I'm Just Saying Live. It is a Wednesday, which is hump day, and let me tell you, my life has been getting a hold to me, okay? My schedule and the showtime doing bumping heads just like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to hold you for very long today. I just wanted to check in with you guys because there is something really special going on right here in Houston this weekend that I did not want you to miss. The Chauncey Glover Project, ladies and gentlemen, will be taking place this weekend. I am so happy that the powers that be were able to bring this thing back together. It was a hard conversation talking with the executive director in regards to the Chauncey Glover project being brought back this year. I'm glad that the boys are getting the mentorship that they need, and I can't wait for you to hear about it. I'm going to play a video here in just a little bit of our interview that we had. Now, Anthony and I have had the opportunity to get to go and see the Chauncey Glover project live and in person, and we were overly inspired, and I know that you guys will see that throughout this interview, because I was very excited to be talking to her again, because you just never know after the death of somebody really prominent in not only a business but especially a nonprofit. You just never know if people are going to be able to pull it together, especially when people have been working so closely together. So I cannot wait for you to be able to see this. I'm going to make sure that you see this. Dr. Christina Porter came on, talked to me, and we had a really great conversation. So I would like to share that with you guys, and then we will definitely be getting out of here. So I'm going to just make sure that y'all know what's going on. I'll keep you live right here in the city. Thank you so much, Cammie, for jumping on today. I did also need to tell you guys that AUA is having our annual give back July the 19th. We are incorporating a charity basketball game. So if you got your hoop skills together, I definitely need you to get over to the website on next week. Make sure you register for the game. Also, register your children to be able to get the free backpacks and undergarments. I know that they are really expensive right now. Everybody's been talking about the tariffs and things that are going on. This is your opportunity to be able to alleviate some of that pain from the things that we have to buy right before school. So we want to make sure that we're ahead each and every year of all the other back to school drives. So this is something that you don't have to worry about. We are also selling raffle tickets right now. You can win a CJ Stroud jersey, $300 in cash, or a PS5 for only a purchase of a ticket that's $10. Okay, $10 is too easy. Make sure you put your bid in, because I know everybody out there wants a PS5, or they have somebody who wants to get a PS5. So it'd be an easy gift right now. You can put your $10 bid in, and it would be really, really great to help support our scholarships that we give away at this function. So we will be having our scholarship reception right through the halftime of the game. So we cannot wait. So if your lucky student is one of the kids who receives the scholarship, we would be very, very happy to have them. We're going to be having videos. There'll be media there. There'll be snow cones there. There'll be bouncy houses there. It's going to be so much fun, like it is each and every year. So please, please, please make sure you support us by purchasing one of those raffle tickets. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get back to this interview that I told you about, which is the Chauncey Glover Project, presenting their 6th annual gala honoring the life of Chauncey Glover this year. And here's our conversation with Dr. Christina Porter, who has taken charge, and it sounds like she's doing an amazing job. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you that I have a very special guest, and I love when your support system shows up for you big time. So right now we have Dr. Christina Porter. Let's see. Hello, there you are. How are you
Hey,
doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? It's good to see you
It
again.
is good to see you as well. She is here and she is representing the Chauncey Glover Project, ladies and gentlemen. And I cannot wait to talk about this because since the last time we chatted, so much has gone on. I mean,
Yes,
woo, wow.
so much.
I don't even know
Absolutely.
how to, kind of kick that conversation off. I know that you guys had a relationship before, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Chauncey Glover, the
Hmm.
founder of the Chauncey Glover Project, who started this thing in Detroit, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. I was just making sure I had
Look
all
at
my
you. You got your
facts.
stuff.
I try to keep it together.
Yeah.
Tell everybody a little bit about who you are and the relationship that you had with Chauncey.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Christina Porter. I'm an educator by trade, a mentor, and I have been the executive director of the Chauncey Glover Project since it arrived in Houston in 2016. Of course, the Chauncey Glover Project is a nonprofit. The goal is to basically transform young men of color through mentorship, academic enrichment, and leadership development. And so we are a hands-on mentoring program. We kind of take these young men as they are and try to mold them into being better and being able to go out into society and just be productive young men. And so right now, kind of all roads lead to our Black Tie Gala. But as far as, kind of like how I got involved in the program, it was, really, I've done some educational programs, and I've led educational programs like with my sorority and stuff like that in previous years. And so when Chauncey and I met, it was actually through me working with one of those programs and reaching out to him to be able to come in and kind of pour into my group of young kids who
If you
were,
guys didn't get the opportunity to meet Chauncey, he always was a really sweet spirit from
yeah,
showed me. I didn't meet him that many times, but every single time I did, there was not a bad thing to say.
yeah,
Some people you could be like, oh, look at
uh-huh, yeah.
he was not that type of person. So I could definitely see y'all linking up off of some other charity stuff.
Yeah, I mean, because that's really kind of where it all started. Like I was, working in a similar type of program where, we provided like life skills training and things for high school students to help them go off into a college or a career. And so I had just randomly come across, an article on him being honored by NABJ for the work that he did through the Chauncey Glover Project this was back in like 2016 or something like that. And so I was like, oh, let me reach out and see. Cause I was like, oh, you got to come talk to my kids. Cause I'm always big on representation. Like the kids need to see somebody who looks like them, who's been successful, who is actually doing the things that they may want to do.
As an
And
educator,
so,
I'm really glad that you said that because we
mhm,
harp on that all the time. And if kids can't see it, they, can't be it. They can't imagine it. It's really
exactly.
hard to imagine something that you've never seen. So he
Hmm.
did have a prominent career here in Houston, and so
Yeah.
loved him to death. And so I'm glad that you were able to get him out in front of some other kiddos,
Hmm.
especially
Absolutely.
these kiddos. Okay,
Hmm.
y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, most people cannot attest to the fact of actually going out to one of their galas and being at the program to see
Mm.
the work that they've done with these kids. I'm going
Yes.
to tell you, I was touched. My husband was touched. We were like, wow, because
Yes.
we run into a lot of kids because we have a nonprofit as well. We run into a lot
Hmm.
of kids that just need somebody to talk to every once in a while. And
Hmm.
there are so many things that they could accomplish in the way of that.
Yeah.
I believe before the shutdown, I believe it was the one with Christian Keys was probably the one that
Okay. Yes.
I do
Hmm.
definitely remember that one. And
Hmm.
I remember they had the whole jail scene and all of that. So
Yes, that was our first year.
I
Hmm.
really enjoyed the performance. So y'all,
Yes.
you're in for a treat. Before we go
Absolutely.
further, before we lose your attention or whatever,
Hmm.
you tell them when this gala is going to be going on, and if
Yeah.
you need sponsors or anything like that, tell them where they can find you guys to connect.
Absolutely. So, this is our annual Black Tie fundraiser. It's like the event that happens. And before I was Dr. Christina Porter, like I did conduct research, my doctoral research on the program, and so part of my research. Part of the findings came to show that their participation in this gala is the culminating event
Wow.
that is the biggest piece of their development and transformation into the young men that you're going to see
You
on
have to think
stage.
about some of the guys that you work with. This is their very first time putting on a
Mhm.
tuxedo.
Absolutely,
So it's a
absolutely.
big deal going and getting fitted.
Yeah, all of the things. So this is a big deal. I mean, even now, like we're in the middle of rehearsals and all of the things, and so we can definitely want the community to come out and support them and see them on stage. They have been preparing. The whole show is kind of based on them kind of stepping into their identity, and so through the process, they are, like you said, there's a performance piece that happens. Not only is there performance piece, but they write their own individual monologues that kind of details their story, and it provides this safe space for them to be vulnerable and to share, just kind of some of the experiences that they have as young men of color that don't, these stories don't necessarily get to be told, and they don't actually get to share their stories and to be open and honest about what they've experienced. And so this is a big, 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 big moment for them. It's so special, and I
Learning the
usually
art of
cry.
public speaking in front of a
Yes,
crowd that
and that is a big deal. That helps to build confidence. It helps to build, self-esteem. It helps to, build accountability and self-discipline, because now they have to learn the words that they've written, and they got to learn living this acting piece and this cultural arts piece that they're not necessarily used to having to do, and so it just makes
because
them step
everybody
out.
gets a choice now, and their choice is not theater.
Mhm. Everybody's choice is not theater. So it's really allowing them to step outside of their comfort zones and stuff like that, and be able to, just become a new young man. And so they can take these skills that they're learning through this process, and that's going to transfer over into real life. It's going to transfer over as they all go to college, because all of them are going to college.
Man,
Yes, absolutely. Some of them are even going on scholarships. And so we want to, as a part of this fundraiser, to be able to raise more funds, not only to provide them with some of the financial assistance that they may need to continue their educational journey, but also to make sure that we can have operating costs to keep this program going, because, we know it's so needed, and that, we just have so many young men in our area, just in the city alone, who, really could benefit from some sort of guidance to help to make sure that they stay on the right track and they get the knowledge that they need without having to make choices that will end them in situations that just won't be favorable to their
I think we just
existence.
had an I'm just saying live moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
You did not understand what she is saying. They need your help, your assistance, your time, your
Absolutely.
mentoring, everything that you can to pour into these young boys, because there is no point in getting them all ready and prepared, and then they can't go succeed because they don't have the funding to stay in school, ladies.
Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely. And
that,
that's
that is
important.
where
It's
we're going with
yeah,
that.
it's not only getting them there, but we got to keep them there too. And so you can find our tickets are on sale for the gala. The gala is this Saturday, Father's Day weekend, this Saturday, June the 14th, at 7 p.m. at the 80 Players at the George Theater in the Galleria area. It's a beautiful theater. It's going to really glow in the night. You put on your nice little dresses and you can sparkle and shine. Tuxedos, nice suits, whatever works for you. Our
Dads, take your sons. This is
Absolutely.
for
Take your
those who
sons,
take
bring
your
your
sons.
children. Our premier clothing sponsor, Men's Warehouse, they are offering discounts for any of our guests who want to go and rent tuxedos from them. And so we've posted all that information on our social media pages. On Facebook, the Chauncey Glover Project Houston is where you can find us, as well as Instagram. The CG Project HOU is our handle on Instagram. So all of that is listed on our website. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. You can also purchase tickets the link is on our actual website, the chauncey glover project.org. And so go get your tickets. The tickets are $50 for general admission, $100 for VIP, which gives you access to the red carpet photos, as well as the reception, the after reception that we're going to have at the end, where you can have the access to the food and hors d'oeuvres that's going to be served there. Bees Wine Bar is going to be our caterer for the event, and they are donating a portion of the cash bar sales back to the organization. So we're, very thankful to be able to partner with so many different people. Our host for the evening is going to be Billy Sorrells, our local hometown comedian. We're going to have a special guest pop up from Kendrick Sampson, an actor from Insecure, who's also from Houston. And so we want to bring the community in. This is a community event. It's so important for everyone to know that, when we support these types of events and we support our youth and we invest in them, we're investing in the future of our communities. And because our community has to continue, and this is going to be transformation in real time. And so we want people to be able to see that, come out and support. The boys have worked so hard, and we know there are so many different mentoring programs and things out there. We want to invite them to attend as well. We just want all of Houston to show up and show out and let these boys know that you have their backs, because they have to know that they're not in this alone.
Amen to that, girl. It sounds like it's going to be absolutely amazing. Yes. I cannot wait to see the performances. I cannot wait to see the different people that are going to show up to this event, because I know that it's going to be amazing. I wanted to also talk to you about, we kind of do talks about the business side of things, taking a step back to come back greater, if you will, even though you never really left. You were right there in the seat.
Right.
Everything. How do you suggest that people navigate those situations sometimes? Is that, because I think it's hard to say, I need to take a pause for 2 seconds, but it'd be great for the children. Did you go through a period? Did you go through a time like that during all of this?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, we are in a season of transition, right? So it's just been a very, it's been an interesting ride, I would say. Chauncey was definitely one of my very close friends. And, we worked together on this, program for like 9 years. Yes. And so, just going through this season and just, focusing on the spirit of legacy. That's kind of what the theme of the event is about. It's about, I saw that it's honoring him. Yes, it is. It is honoring his legacy. It is honoring, I called it the pulse of brotherhood, because I want, the world to know that, his heart beats, his heart still beats through this program. Yes. And it would continue to beat with every young man who comes through, the program and walks on. It continues to have that pulse of the brotherhood and the culture that he created. And so it is an amazing thing. And I think that's what has kept me going in all of it. You kind of, you have your moments of grief and, sadness, especially during this planning process, because this was something that, in
a sense, because
absolutely,
not only is he your brother, but to all those people that he
all of them
bring around, and then how you're tying in, the heartbeat. I love that as well, because every single person that goes out there and succeeds coming off of a program like this, ladies and gentlemen, you can't get any better. You can't get any better than that. And then to have friends who are there and close enough who pick right back up when you're gone. I mean, so that means that, not only is he touching their lives, but you guys' lives as well. So I feel like that's a testament. And anybody who didn't get to show him his flowers while he was here, this is your perfect opportunity.
Absolutely.
Supporting this. You're the ones who can make it great. Let's say that by showing up and saying, I'm here to support this and create it. So I really thank you so very much for, coming on the show, telling about what's going on over there. I'm glad that you guys are still keeping it going on. My family's definitely going to continue to support. I'm just saying Live will always do that as well. So
Yes.
we
Yes, we we need the support. We need your donations. We can't run a program like this without, support and funding and partnerships and, we can't just run it off air. So we do need, the community support, whether monetarily or physically in the building or partnerships. It's always, we always talk about keeping things within our communities. And so there's so many businesses and, things out there and people who are doing great things, and we just all need to connect and work together so that we can, we all have the common goal of just doing what's best for our communities and help, whether it's helping kids or helping adults or helping this person or that person. We all want the best for everybody. And so if we can just come together, we are better together than we are apart. And so we do encourage all of that. And so you'll even see just a lot of our partnerships and things like that's what keeps us going. And so that's what we need, definitely.
So everybody make sure that you dust off your suits. Look,
we
know
them off.
It's coming up real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
you can do it. Okay,
you
and
can.
you have a tuxedo. It's okay.
It's okay. Nobody's gonna turn you away if you come in a cocktail dress or anything like that. I mean, just come and you just look nice, look your best, and come and show up to support. And nobody's gonna look at you sideways.
That part.
We welcoming.
Welcome one more time where they can get the tickets for us.
So you can purchase tickets on the ChaunceyGloverProject.org. The link is available in our bios on Instagram at the CG Project HOU and the Chauncey Glover Project Houston on Facebook. So look for that. Look for our flyers. We're also going to be honoring some amazing people and leaders in our community, including Mayor Pro Tem Martha Castex Tatum from the Houston City Council, as well as Marvin Pierre from 8 Million Stories. He has his own nonprofit that works to get incarcerated youth into workforce programs and to go to college, as well as Jerry Autry, who's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, who has a program called Suits for Sons, and he does mentoring. His mentoring program picks up where we leave off. So he does mentoring for college students. And so he has a big partnership over at TSU and has young men, and they just go through the next steps of, networking and all of the things that they need to know to continue their educational journey. So it's going to be an amazing night of life and legacy. And we just want to reaffirm our commitment to the community and to this program and to all of the young men who need it.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a great job. In making these connections and making them stick. So that's really exciting. If somebody wanted to be either an honoree or a member of the program for each year, can you also on the website how they can apply for that?
Absolutely. So on the website, there is, information on joining as a mentor. The mentor application is on the website. Joining as a mentee in the program, the information for that is also available on the website. And you can always shoot us an email at info@thechaunceyGloverProject.org. If you have questions, I try to answer those, daily. We're always getting people to reach out. If the link to donate is on there too. So definitely reach out to us. We're no stranger to communicating back with our community. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we got it out of the way real quick and real good. I'm glad to have talked again, Dr. Christina Porter. Look. And I think that we've had a good time here, and I want you guys to come out to the event. You will definitely have a good time, and you will not be disappointed in the way these young men present themselves.
You will not. I tell you that first rehearsal, I literally was in tears. The very first rehearsal, when I heard their monologues for the very first time, it was just like, it was a very good reminder of why, we continue to do what we do and why this is necessary. Because it's like, can we really do this? Is it time to do this? Is it, and just hearing their words and their stories and their truth is nothing but a reminder to say, yes, it's absolutely needed and it's absolutely worth it.
if you want to come get inspired, make sure you come out to the Chauncey Glover Project Gala, ladies.
Come out.
Be inspired. I
Mhm.
promise you. You're gonna be wanting to get your hands dirty the next day. Okay, you're gonna want to be a mentor.
Absolutely. And listen, we've had many people who have gone and like just eyes just open, just being a part of that experience and watching things unfold on stage. And we've gotten mentors by it, people who have just watched us in the background for years, just suddenly feel compelled to just want to be a part of it. And so that's exactly the feelings we're going for. So we welcome everybody to come on in and get those feelings.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on I'm Just Saying Live. Can't wait till we chat with you again. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you guys really, really, really enjoyed that. Okay. I want you guys, if you can, to please go out there, just like I encouraged you to do during the interview. Take your sons. This is something that you will not forget. It's one of those things that really touches you, kind of like that new movie with Taraji. Y'all need to go see Straw as well. I like doing my movie reviews, but we're not going to get into that because I got life to live. And I'll holler at y'all later. This has been I'm Just Saying Live.